Let's get it. Welcome back to the next episode, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Of course, I'm your host, Dante, along with my old head partners, Greg and Jerry. What's happening, bro?
Yeah. What it do, man? What it do?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, can't call it. You know, we got a lot to dive into today. Hey, the theme for today, brothers. Let's play the blame game, bro.
Let's play the blame
Let's play the
game.
blame game,
I
bro.
love you.
You know,
Finger
football
pointing.
is football is a team sport, but fuck that today. We placing blame in this bitch today. It's somebody's fault. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're gonna get to the NFL divisional round, you know what I'm saying? But first of all, people, the like and subscribe button on YouTube. We definitely appreciate all the support we've been getting so far this year. Please, if you like this content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube, Trash Talking with the Old Heads, or hit the Facebook, the Meta page up. Keep calling it Facebook, but to hit the Meta page up, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. We'd love to have you. If you love talking sports, hey, trust me, you want to be there. We get at it on that page. You know what I'm saying?
You better get meta right as we're being run, but and the country's being run by its owner.
Right. You saw
The
all the
rest of the
oligarchs. You saw all the
oligarchs.
oligarchs at the at the inauguration.
Word,
You know what I'm
word of the
saying?
day, oligarchs.
And throwing up their Heil Hitlers and stuff. But hey,
Man, ain't that some
we'll get into
bullshit?
that later, bro. That's some bullshit, bro.
Ain't that some bullshit, man?
Throwing up the Heil Hitlers and everything. You know what I'm saying? But you know we got to start in the A national championship game last night. Greg, Ohio State pulls it out. Who you placing the blame on, bro, for the Notre Dame loss, bro?
Man, I don't give a piss about that damn game, baby. We wasn't in there. Roll Tide. But yeah, the blame game. We playing the blame game today, man. I'm blaming Notre Dame's talent level. I'm blaming Notre Dame's talent level.
Right.
We saw what it was, man. It was a blowout early, and the only reason that I believe that Notre Dame got back into the game was because Ohio State let their foot off the gas. The talent level was just overmatched. You could
It
see
was
it.
clear.
It
Yeah.
was clear on both sides of the ball, defense, offense. Notre Dame scored early, but the Ohio State responded right back, scored, and then it was over. They got up 31-7 in the blink of an eye. Really, it was they didn't stop them until the momentum switched. So yeah, get that blame to Notre Dame's lack of quality talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Jerry, who you blaming, bro?
Man, I like that. I like what G went to. Before I get into it, you know what I'm saying? Why I play like a champion when you can be a champion like the 95 Niners or
Man,
the, or
let
the
me say my
89
shit, man.
Niners or the 85 Niners. You know what I'm saying? You got options. But yeah, it was a talent. If I'm gonna place the blame on anybody, I'm gonna point my finger at Marcus Freeman's coaching philosophy. Last night we were watching the game. G mentioned, saying, man, these dudes helping these cats up off the ground. I was like, that go to the top. It's got to go to a leadership. I know there's coaches like, man, don't ever help anybody up off the ground. We've heard the great Michael Jordan explain that to Shaq. Man, don't help nobody. Don't help me up off the ground. Don't let them see that. But the coaching philosophy with all this modern day Madden coaching and going for it, calling it aggression, you running trick plays when you don't have to, giving the ball up deep in your own feet. Listen, man, no, that's not what this type of game calls for. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Marcus Freeman and some of his coaching philosophy. He did a great year. He had a great season all year, made it to the national championship, but you had an opportunity to get back in the game, and then you blew it. You went right back to doing what we do and went out there with that single coverage, and it cost you. And it cost you big, and you lost your opportunity to get back in the game.
Yeah. Because I kind of let him off the hook because I could kind of feel the call on kicking the field goal. Like, okay, it's nine minutes and something left in the game. You want to make sure you get something out of that drive. Okay, I'll let him go with that one. You know what I'm saying? But that damn call on that 4th and 11 or whatever it was, man, that was ridiculous, dog. That 3rd and 11, excuse me, 3rd and 11, that didn't make sense, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you got the best athlete probably on the field. You know what I'm saying? 1-on-1. You could have just easily put a man over the top. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I would have had, they would have had to throw that short and try to run for it. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad call all the way around for me. You know what I mean? Overall, good season. They bounced back after losing to Northern Illinois early in the season. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Day finally gets his chip. You know what I'm saying? I guess he gets some of the Ohio State people off his back. Honestly, for me, it was one of those games where I didn't give a piss either way. You know what I'm saying? I wanted Notre Dame to win because of the black coach. I'll admit that. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't care either way. I think a lot of people down here felt that way. You know, it didn't matter either way. You know what I'm saying?
That first drive was impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
But once we got out of that first drive,
yeah,
and Ohio State got their shot at the ball, once Notre Dame got the ball back, you know who they look like? They look like Michigan. They look like they went into their Michigan Wolverine playbook with their running back quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because they had nothing. And then when they did make big plays, it really sometimes looked like happenstance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it didn't look like it was the goal of the play or, oh man, that's, hit the last option.
Going into the offseason, Marcus Freeman, you gotta upgrade your talent, bro.
Yeah,
find you some NIL money, bro, and go get you some athletes, bro. For real.
That line was big.
Yeah. But hey, let's move into, go ahead, G.
Yeezy talking.
Hey,
I was just saying, Yeezy.
Right. Let's move into what really matters this weekend. NFL. We're gonna take the games pretty much in order that they were played. You know what I'm saying? Texans, Chiefs. My Texans bow out. Valiant effort. You know what I'm saying? Valiant effort. Who you blaming, Jerry? Who get the blame, bro? Let's play the blame game, bro. Who you blaming for the Texans loss?
Listen, the Texans really had no shot, in my opinion.
Come on, bro.
No, they didn't have a shot, man. Listen, the Kansas City Chiefs have won games like that all season long. They've mastered it. If you ask me, they've mastered that type of football game where the quarterback
the bullshit win.
Well, the quarterback didn't have the greatest of games. The defense did what they do. And they just found a way to pull out these games.
Yeah, they just know how to win, man.
But offensively, how do you not cover Kelsey?
Right.
Kelsey had over 200 some yards, man. That's crazy. He hadn't done that all season. Then they get into one of the biggest games they're gonna play this season. He had, huh?
Did you say 200?
Did
you say 200 yards?
It looked like he had about 200 yards out there. He was out there killing. Every time he caught the ball, that man was a plus. He was a plus every time. So
he had 7 for 117 on a touchdown.
He wasn't 200 yards.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he had 117.
Okay, great.
Patrick Mahomes didn't even have 200.
Listen, I'm way off on the stats, but they did not cover that dude. How are you not taking away maybe the third best option on the team? And yesterday looked like the second best option on the team. So, yeah, they've mastered this style of play. And I'm sorry, but if you're in a close game against them, you're probably gonna lose.
Who you blaming, G?
Probably. I'm gonna go. I think he stole my thunder on this one, man, because I have told you guys, and you probably believe me. You didn't want to believe me because y'all hate the Chiefs and don't want them to go down as one of the only team to three-peat. Until you beat the champs, they the champs. This is the squad that you should be talking about as far as who can beat them, because they have proven that they are them. They are their team. They are them dudes. And I blame their inability to lose games. They do not beat themselves. They do not beat themselves. They take advantage You can say the refs and we can get into that, them poor ass. And I believe, those that's something they gotta do something about that. Before I finish my statement, the refs have got to stop trying to protect the quarterback.
You mean the NFL?
Well, the
NFL has to stop.
Yeah, they're not going to do that, though. They're not going to do that, though.
Well, at the very least they could do, in my opinion, is go back and
replay it all, right?
Review those calls.
Yep.
Review those calls, because those are momentum changing calls. If you notice one, I know at least one of them, the one they called on Anderson, that was a third down play. And
they did review it and said that because even though he hit him in the shoulder, because he touched the helmet, they couldn't overturn it.
That was the game or the broadcast referee. They don't go and review the play like they don't go and review it like they would in college, where they would review if it was targeting or not. They didn't do that, Dante. They just said on the broadcast that the referee, the broadcast referee, agreed with the call. I don't know, but at least review it, because it's, especially if it's that close. Especially the one they called where the two guys went down, I think Darnell or Autry, and the other cat, I think his name was Jones. Especially the ones where the quarterback slid late like that. He slid super late. The defenders was coming to make a tackle when he was upright. And you know what I'm saying? The momentum, you just cannot, it's hard to stop yourself once you've committed to an action.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like you can pause yourself mid-flight and say, oh, let me adjust how the way I'm coming at this guy when he does it so late. But that's beside the point. The point is the Chiefs just find a way to win, and I blame them because they do it every week in and week out, seem like, for the last 2 years.
Yeah, give me the O-line, man. Y'all, I know y'all going deep into it, but this game was lost by the Texans O-line, period, point blank. They win this game, the O-line hold up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That O-line cost them big. You know what I'm saying? Any chance to win the game. You know what I'm saying? That poor play of the O-line that I've been yelling about all year is the one thing that was going to hold them back. And
you definitely have been talking about the Texans offensive line.
Yeah, that offensive line, man, all year, bro. I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess when you don't have the talent, you don't have the talent. I was about to say I don't know why Nico couldn't get it fixed. D'Amico couldn't get it fixed, but I can't really blame him. If you don't have the talent on the O-line, you just don't have the talent. You can try to coach him up, you know what I'm saying? But I guess whoever you had at O-line coach couldn't get it done, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't get better, you know what I'm saying? They ran the ball pretty well all year. I'll give them that. And the run blocking, they were pretty solid all year. But that pass blocking, I mean, it was god awful. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much all year. You know what I'm saying? So, but that one, it went as expected. We all picked the Chiefs. We all knew the Chiefs would win that game. Not one. We didn't all.
You didn't protect that house?
I did not, sir. Not against the Chiefs, sir. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not. This is like you said, bro. They just refuse to lose close games, bro. Your ass. They just refuse to lose close games, bro. And it is what it is. You know, I don't want them to win the chip.
Did they come in with the crowbar?
What'd you say?
Did they come in with a crowbar? Or did they pull a kick?
Oh, hell yeah. Mask on, everything, bro.
Did they come in with pull a kick?
Man, straight kicked in the door, bro.
Mask on.
Like I said, that game was better. It wasn't a bad game. The Texans actually played better than I thought they would. You know what I'm saying? Especially defensively. The defense came and played ball like they have all year. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good showing by them. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good learning lesson for Stroud. You know what I'm saying? Realizing now he need to go get in the lab. Like, bro, stop reading the press clippings. Get your ass back in the lab and get better. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he get that done this offseason, bro. But now I know. Now I do think one of us did pick this next game. I think you did pick the upset, didn't you, Jerry? Commanders Lions.
I did.
So we're gonna start with you on that one because you picked the upset. You know what I'm saying? So get a blame out, bro. Who you blaming, bro?
I gotta go with the Lions. Originally, I know when we talked last night, I said I was gonna go with the Lions defense, but I'm just gonna go with the Lions. And I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. The Lions are who we thought they were. Okay? They had a great season. They had a fantastic season, on their very best season ever. But they're the Lions, man. And they came out and did what the Lions do time and time again. Let their entire fan base down. I want to shout out my cousin, Melvin Sturdivant, a.k.a. Buff. I want to shout out the only other Lions fan that I know, Jalen Rose. Kudos to what you got going on with the Leadership Academy. Love to see it. We need to see you more on TV. We miss you. Can't wait till you get more segments. But them damn Lions, that's just what they do, man. They break hearts. They break their fan base's hearts. They let down the football world year in and year out, and they did it again. They did it on both ends of the ball in this game, not just the defense. They did it on both ends of the game, out there goof trooping, golf, pumpkin watch golf was out there on the field. And I wish I could say that they gave it away, but I ain't gonna just say they gave it away. They just did what they do, man. They did exactly what they do. They were awful on both ends of the football.
Rick,
let's play the blame game.
Bro, who you got?
Love you more. Hey, man. The pumpkin watch. I ain't gonna say the pumpkin watch. The pumpkin watch been in full effect, right? You know what I'm saying? For a couple of quarterbacks. And it just goes with my theme, man. Let's stop crowning these boys as these all-world talents. They good quarterbacks. They ain't elite. They ain't even close to elite. They ain't even tier 2. They right below tier 2. And we'll talk about Mr. Daniels in a minute. Great game by him, by the way. Hey, Dan Campbell, other people who I've said that I like Dan Campbell as a coach. Dan Campbell is a great coach.
Good.
I like the way he motivates the team. He galvanizes. He doesn't make excuses. You know what I'm saying? He wears emotions on his sleeve, which is, you know what I'm saying, something that you could tell motivates the team. I believe he does that. But he also makes decisions, and in his style or process, Derek Kelsey, we're going to hear that name a couple times today, his process of going for it, of the trickeration, holleration in this dancery is the blame, because the offense had put themselves in a hole, the defense had put themselves in a hole. You have to have a coach that makes the best decision for the moment, not just this is what we do and we just gonna do it.
I'm just gonna ball only down 10.
Right. Like last year when they lost in the NFC Championship game. You guys already know. Did you not give some of that credit for you making the championship game, the Super Bowl last year, to Dan Campbell's propensity to go for it on 4th down when it wasn't called for?
Yep.
It was up. He let y'all back in the game. It was one moment in the game. I can't remember what the exact play call was, but it was a 4th down play. Instead of kicking the field goal and making it a 3-score game, because they was up kind of big on y'all, he decided to go for it. Y'all stopped them. The momentum switched. This game, they went up, but they was down 10, driving. The offense was moving the ball. You go with a reverse. Wide receivers throwing the ball. You need your best players to make the plays that they're best making plays with. Jameson Williams is not a quarterback. He's a wide receiver. Either he's going to run it on that reverse that he scored a touchdown on, by the way, and I get it. But those plays don't work in the same game. You usually have to wait a game or two before you can even try to do a counter to the play. And Washington didn't fall for it at all. They had the reverse covered and they had the receiver downfield covered. That was just an example of unnecessary swashbuckling. That's what I call it. A bunch of, not just me, everybody, that term has not been made by me, of course, but he was swashbuckling and he does it time and time again unnecessarily. I get it. That's the way that you call games, but you have to be careful. You have to do it and select to do it at the right times. You just don't do it just because it's part of your philosophy.
This ain't Madden.
The what?
This ain't
What'd you say?
Madden.
Right. It's not Madden. Exactly.
Yeah. So you was right. You dead on Jared. Jared Goff pumpkin watched his ass back into mediocrity, mediocre, or into what is a questionable quarterback. Where and what I mean by that is, oh, he's unquestioned. He's one of the elites, right
Right.
below Joe Burrow. No, he's not. He's a tier 3 quarterback. We got the elites. And we got the people that are marginally
Tier 3?
Huh?
3? Tier 3?
3. He down there with Brock Purdy.
Oh man, okay. All
Oh,
right.
He's down there with Brock Purdy.
That gotta be in
Dak
that
down there too. Dak down there too.
Good disguise of where you were going. Great disguise. You get good disguise on where you were going with that. Great disguise. You disguise your blitz right there.
It wasn't no disguise. It was no disguise. Dan Campbell gets he gets the credit, and he's gonna get the blame for this one for that. Now I won't say that was the total reason that they lost. They were still down 10. Jared Goff wasn't playing that well, but they was moving the ball. You just chose a trick play that really wasn't needed in that moment. You needed your quarterback, your tier 3, marginally tier 2 quarterback to continue to make the plays. You needed Jameson Williams to make the plays downfield. That's what you needed. And because of that interception, the Commanders got the ball, made it a 3-score game, and it was over. That was it. That was the ball game. Had you gone down, even scored a field goal, it was a 1-score game still at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. There's no need for me to rehash everything you just said. I'm blaming him and Goff, man. But Goff get more of it for me, man, because this is just like, dude, how many times you gonna have bad games or have bad picks at the worst time, bro? I mean, he just airmailed him balls, dog. I'm like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
and he had in the middle of the field.
Right. I'm just like, come on, Goff,
the
man.
dude was wide open. It was an underneath throw, but you don't throw. He threw that. It was 4 defenders downfield.
Right. And all I can think of when I see him in those moments like that is, damn, Sean McVay knew what the hell he saw. You know what I'm saying? He was seeing. You know what I'm saying? McVay knew what he was seeing. Right.
He saw it in the Super Bowl.
He saw it, bro. He saw something in Goff and was like, nah. And don't forget, this is a high first-round pick. Was he first?
Jared was a first.
Right. For you to say, McVay to say, I'm out of here on you, bro. Get up out, bro. He saw something, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was like,
he was in that draft class with Carson Wentz. Dak
was in that
right.
That man tried to throw a pass over a defender and in between 2 other defenders.
Right.
That's crazy. That's
crazy. When he had a man underneath.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. And I can't I really wanted to give Aaron Glenn some heat, but I can't, bro. You know what I'm saying? He got decimated. Then losing your best corner in that game, it's like I can't even give him much heat, bro. He was just trying stuff to see if he could get stopped, bro.
My barber is from Michigan, and he's, of course, everything. He's Michigan to everything. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, the Lions. I asked him, I said, you think y'all going to get it? He was adamant that there would be no one that could beat the Lions. Nobody in either conference.
And we had Ravens fans. I can't wait
till I go back to get my haircut.
and we had Ravens fans saying the Lions were the team they were most worried about.
Wow. Yeah. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to that in a minute. But let's go on to the next one. Rams, Eagles. Rams keep it close. Had an opportunity to win it. Give me the blame, Jerry. Who getting the blame? Well, no, it's you on you, G. Give me the blame on this one.
Let's play the blame game. I blame. This is who I blame, because the Rams, I can't blame them. I'm gonna blame Saquon Barkley's ability to hit the long ball. That boy got that long ball in him. The Rams had to bring people in the box. You know, I told y'all last week they was gonna bring their single high safety. You know what I'm saying? They tried to disguise it in certain situations to have too high. You know what I'm saying? Like they was in a cover 2 or a cover man look. But they was bringing that man downfield. And in the snow, it's harder to reverse field. It's harder on the defense in the snow than it is the offense. The offensive man know where he's going. The defensive man don't. They got to chop feet. They got to cut certain angles to get to the ball when it's not when it's misdirection of the ball going a different way. Saquon, man, that ability to just, you know what I'm saying, take that one cut and head upfield with that speed and them legs, like you cannot arm tackle him from a distance. You ain't finna trip him up unless you get the shoestrings, the shoestring tackle. That's the only way you can trip him up. If you try to tackle them thighs and them knees, oh man, you're gonna have a contusion on your forearm.
Right.
And yeah, that you gotta get a credit to Saquon Barkley. I also, and I know we only supposed to do one, but I also want to throw the blame at Jalen Hurts making plays that did not involve him turning that ball over. He was very careful with the ball. He wasn't putting it in harm's way when he was getting sacked, and they was sacking the hell out of his ass. Shout out to that line. We talked about that defensive line. He made sure to cover that ball up.
Man, you're giving him credit for covering the damn ball up. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah.
I like the blame of Saquon from G. I really do. I'm going to blame the Rams defense. In the first meeting against the Eagles this year, the defense gave up 314 yards rushing. In yesterday's game, they gave up 285 yards rushing. They gave up a long 70-yard ball to Jalen Hurts for a touchdown for Sunday's game. So yeah, I'm gonna put all the blame, short and sweet, on the Rams' putrid defense against the run against a team who they had no corrections. A team who is led by their all-world supernatural running back in Saquon Barkley. Right. You already saw destroy you on the ground, and you allowed it to happen again in the elements. So, yeah, the Rams defense get it for me.
All day, bro. I can't even go no.
Jalen Hurts had a long run, too. The first touchdown of the game.
That's what I said, the 70-yard run.
Right. Why wouldn't you make Jalen Hurts beat you in that game with his arm? There's no way in hell I'm letting Saquon and Jalen beat me on the ground. If you can pass the ball enough to A.J. Brown and your boy Devontae on the outside, I'll tip my cap to you. But ain't no way in hell I'm going to let them run like that, bro. I mean, come on, bro. It didn't make no sense, bro. When you've already seen this movie once before, it made no sense.
They were trying to stop the run. You can't. They just couldn't. That offensive line, once Saquon broke, because you can cause your defense to get into disadvantaged situations when you're putting that many people in the box. Because if you got one safety, and if he can't get there, and Saquon and they block up the blitz or they block up the run pressure, and Saquon's ability to, you know what I'm saying, get loose with that speed and that power and his elusiveness, you got one-on-one action. And who you betting your money on? So that, you know what I'm saying, them dropping
and the head coach of the round, I'm betting my money on whatever safety or linebacker I got in that damn run fit. That's who the hell I'm betting on.
It was getting blocked up. You saw what happened. That man, that number 77 blocked number 56 ass out the frame.
Of course, it's always gonna come down to the players executing, bro. That's just part of it. But that they got to do that all game. That wasn't the whole game, G. That wasn't the whole. They wasn't doing that
the whole game. But it was two runs. Outside of those two runs, what did Saquon Barkley do? He had a 70-some yard run and a 60-some yard run. That's 130 yards. The other 24 carries, he had 70-some yards.
He was unstoppable.
for the second time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. You can't two
So
games, bro.
They
Two
didn't have the
games
personnel.
with the
I'm telling
same
you.
problem, the same issue, 2 games. Come on, dog.
That's what I'm
They
telling you.
didn't have the
man.
personnel. They just didn't have the personnel.
Right.
Obviously,
They
they had
have the personnel, the linebackers. I think the defensive line good at pressuring, but not good at making run fits. And that is Philadelphia's strength is their offensive line. You in the snow, number one. Again, like I said, it's harder for the defense to contain in the snow and to make cuts in the snow than it is the offense.
Yeah.
Running the ball,
Not up in
especially.
arms about it. Like I said, I think we all picked them to win the game.
I know you ain't up in arms about it, but
the outcome is what we expected. You know, I just thought, man, in that moment, man, it's like, damn, again, the same dude, the same issue, the same long runs that he had before. I mean, god damn, he beat you the same way 2 times on long
carries, 130 yards. The rest of the game, they had him contained.
But I'm saying the same thing happened the first game. Long runs. I mean, you let him beat you the same way 2 times, dog.
All it takes is just one run fit wrong, and you got a single high safety, one-on-one with Saquon Barkley. It ain't happening.
And I want to say this, I guess, if you're about to wrap, Dante. Listen, Matt Stafford, they say he's contemplating whether or not he want to come back. Matt Stafford, look at your last drive, bro. Look at your last drive. You didn't have the arm accuracy at the end of the game, and it looked like you didn't have the arm strength. And I know, you know what I'm saying, you made some beautiful throws early in the game, but the stamina was not there to finish this game. You weren't able to put it on the numbers. It's been a great career. It's been a great ride, bro. Walk away. Walk away.
That's Brock Purdy will be the best QB in the division. Brock Purdy will be the best QB in the division. Now,
man, stop it.
What are you saying wrong? Nothing. Okay,
right.
Let's go. Let's rock.
Right now,
Brock Purdy, the best QB in the division. Man, stop it. Now, he ain't better than Dak. He ain't better than Jordan Love. Jaden Daniels better than him. Matt Stafford better than him. Jared Goff and him are tied.
We'll see.
Geno Smith and
let's
him
get
are
to
tied.
the topic that this whole show has been leading towards. That last game, Sunday nights, Ravens, Bills.
Woo!
You know the thing, Greg. Sing it out one more time.
Let's play the blame game. I love you more.
Who wants to start? Who wants to start on this one?
We'll let the who chose the right game, who chose the right winner, who chose it correctly. Let's let him start.
It was his hate that made him choose it. But go ahead.
It was his hate.
It was my love.
More than hate. There was no analysis.
None. He didn't even provide any on Friday. No analysis whatsoever.
Okay. Well, check the show out. You'll see all the analysis. Listen, my love of football, my love for NFL.
Your love of the 49er football.
My love for NFL football.
Love of the 49ers
came into play with my pick.
Little 49er love.
When I picked the Buffalo Bills, shout out Bills Mafia, to win this game.
You picked the Bills because you hate the Ravens because they whooped the 49ers ass in the Super Bowl. Point blank.
There is no secret that I'm a diehard Niners fan, bang, bang. And there is no secret that I am not a fan of the Baltimore Ravens, as they are a rival of ours that beat us in a Super Bowl. Controversial.
What are you not a fan of? What person?
Let's go to yesterday's.
What,
man? What?
What other person are you not a fan of in the group? In his commentary.
Chris Broadnex, we're gonna bring you to the front today, bro. Listen, I know you got your Floyd Mayweather defense up for this cat, and you've had it that way ever since he joined the team. Listen. I'm not gonna put all the blame on Lamar Jackson. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give Lamar Jackson kudos for playing
not
a good second half, and I'm gonna give him major props for what he said after the game and not pointing the finger at Andrews for his mess ups in the game. I love that he stepped up like a true young king. Hint, hint. By not pointing the finger at anybody else on his squad. Now, back to the game. If I told you that in Sunday's game that Kyron Williams was going to have more carries in this all-important playoff game than Derrick Henry, would you believe me?
You mean in his game versus Derrick Henry?
Exactly. No, in Kyron Williams yesterday had 19 carries. Sunday, yeah. When he played, okay.
Rams, right.
If I told you Joe Mixon was gonna have 18 carries and that was more than Derrick Henry had in his game, would you believe me?
It shouldn't happen.
Okay, thank you. If I told you that James Cook will have more carries yesterday in his last playoff game than Derrick Henry, would you believe me? How about if I told you that Jaden Daniels was second in rushing attempts in his game to keep his team going with 16 carries, and that was the exact same amount of carries that Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens had against the Buffalo Bills? Would you believe it? Okay, what if before I gave you that information, what if I told you that the Baltimore Ravens were undefeated this season when Derrick Henry had 20 plus carries in a game, and that 7 of those wins were against teams above 500 or playoff teams? They won every last one of them when this dude controlled the run game, and they wait to their final game of the season and don't stick to what got them there. I'm going straight at the coaching first and foremost. I know y'all gonna get on, the throws by Lamar, but I'm going at John Harbaugh and his offensive coordinator and them not sticking to the game plan, because every game that they did not stick to the game plan, they either struggled or they lost, and that is ridiculous. Derrick Henry, 16 carries, that's not enough in this game. He should have had 25, and we're going to live or die with what got us here. That's terrible. Chris Broadnax, what's wrong with your boys? What's wrong with your boys?
Greg, who get the blame, bro?
Hey, man, I'm going to say it this way. At first, I want to, I'm gonna get to my blame. I'm gonna get to my blame in a minute, but I just want to buy Jerry's thoughts and sentiments. And we have a mutual friend that I'm in another group with on our fantasy league. I'm in a fantasy league friend or a fantasy league group text, and we sports all the time. Shout out to me because I ended number 1 in our fantasy league group, by the way. Regular season champ, but playoffs did different.
Salute.
Fell off like the Ravens did.
Turned into a pumpkin in the playoffs like golf.
I did turn into a pumpkin. Sometimes you can't help it, man. And people sit players and all kind of stuff. So, but that's neither here nor there. There were moments in the game, and I had alluded to this in that group text. The pushback that I got from some of the fellas, not all of them, but a couple of them, 2 of them. One of them is in our group. We know who that is. DK Reverend out in Colorado. Pastor was adamant about, running the ball. That number being 20 runs is more or less a causation of the fact that the game is already being won. And that has some truth and validity to it, because if you're ahead, you can run the ball. However, my thoughts and what I said was there are moments in the game where you can stay true to what got you there.
Take your time.
Lamar Jackson was probably the number 1 reason that they got there, but 1B.
Make it plain,
Derrick Henry.
Make it plain.
1B was Derrick Henry.
Well,
And my statement was he was equally impressive. He was a factor in the reason that the conversation for MVP, and we don't know who that is yet, but everybody is saying that it's going to be Lamar. The reason why it was so close because the numbers weren't. Josh had the more wins, but Lamar won the head-to-head with Derrick Henry damn near running for 200 yards.
Let him use you. Let him use you.
Let him use me. I'm gonna take my time. Let me take my time. The fact of the matter is that Josh got that much buzz because he didn't have a player of Derrick Henry's caliber, and they play off each other. You can't focus on stopping Lamar because Derrick Henry will kill you. You can't focus on stopping Derrick Henry because Lamar Jackson will kill you. That's just how you. In moments in that game, I'm going to point out two of them. The play that he fumbled the ball, I saw it and I remember it vividly seeing it. They were stopping Derrick Henry. 2 yards here, 3 yards there, 1 yard here. They got to the 50. They went into pass mode. And they was blitzing. They was pressuring Lamar. They got the sack because of the oversnap, and they got pressure. He was careless with the ball, fumbled it. That drive, which also included Andrews dropping the ball in the flat, they did not run Derrick Henry one time once they got past the 50-yard line.
Amen.
Another moment in the game where they could have ran the ball. They had true enough. They got the ball down to the 1 or 2 yard line. They ran Derrick Henry, got stopped for a loss or a no gain. They went immediately to a pass. You run that dude. You run that dude in the icy weather, icy snow. You run that guy.
That Lamar don't like to play in.
You run him again. You run him again. Lamar took a bad sack. They had to settle for 3. That was, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why they lost that game. There were points that was lost in those two drives where had they stayed true to their what got them there, possibly the chances were greater for them to have converted those and definitely not lost 7 points because Lamar Jackson fumbled. Now, I'm going to have to give the blame to Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Mark Andrews dropped that pass in the flat. And this is another conversation we're going to get into. I'm going to go ahead and put my blame out there, but that pass could have been a little bit better. However, he still should have caught the pass. Lamar had the crucial turnover he had to. The interception was not that big of a factor.
Wasn't as crucial, right?
Because the pass, they were on the other side of the 50. The Bills intercepted the ball on their side of the field. It was 3 and out, no foul, no harm, no foul. That fumble was just ghastly, dog. And I get it. Some fumbles aren't equal. Some fumbles where the quarterback gets hit from behind or the ball gets stripped from behind, you really can't put the total blame on the quarterback. In this one, yeah, Lamar had got a bad snap. He recovered from the bad snap. He tried to make too much of a play in a moment, and that's why hint, I gave the credit to Jalen Hurts for not fumbling the ball because he too was also in positions where had he not secured the ball, he too could have been stripped from behind. He was cognizant of keeping the ball secure, especially in icy weather. The ball is slick. We know this. It's cold. Your hands are freezing.
Live to play another down. Live to play another down. It don't take
much to jar it out. You have to put
Josh Allen didn't have any stats. He realized the type of game he was playing. You know what I'm saying?
Do not turn it over.
He needed to play.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't turn it over. In that game, the game plan, I don't know why it wasn't, but Derrick Henry should have got north of 25 carries that game, which means that he didn't need 7 carries for 21 yards. He needed, in the first half, he needed 13 or 14 carries, even if it was 25, 30 yards in that first half. That's the type of game that it required. They put themselves behind the 8 ball, and I get it. They couldn't get to that number after they got behind. theoretically. But that blame go to Lamar for fumbling that ball that put them behind, led directly to 7 points. Again, that was on their side of the field, so they could have at least gotten 3. So that was at least a 10-point swing, if not 14-point swing, just that drive alone.
And Dante, before you give us the benediction, check this out. All 4 games that Lamar Jackson has lost in the playoffs, he's had at least 2 turnovers. You know what you can't do when you're an elite quarterback trying to get to a Super Bowl? That cannot be your style of play in these big games. You can't do it. When you got Derrick Henry out in the flat, you got to give him the pass that's going to allow him to hit his head on the damn goalpost or to hit his head on the wall like Gus Farrat back in the day with Washington.
Right. Yeah, y'all have pretty much touched on it all right now. But I'm going to end it by saying this. In the playoffs, this for you, Christopher Broadnax. Lamar Jackson is no Brock Purdy. Purdy.
Well.
Career. 96.2 rating in the playoffs. 6 TDs, 1 pick, 1,343 yards. Lamar Jackson, 84.5 rating in the playoffs, 1,753 yards.
Take your time.
Touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Like I said, Lamar Jackson in the playoffs is no Brock Purdy. I would much rather have Mr. Brock Purdy than Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
Say it.
Prove me wrong. You can't find nowhere to prove me wrong.
You don't shut that bullshit up. I'm gonna have to shut that down, Dante.
Bang, all day.
Let's get to what Cam Newton has said. We have game playoffs. We have
Jackson is
we have game managers,
Purdy,
and we have game playmakers.
You have people that know what you have is people who
game changers. That's what he said.
And people who lose playoff games. No, let me finish. What you have is people who win playoff games and people who lose playoff games. Lamar Jackson loses too many damn playoff games for a 2-time MVP. You can kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying?
I can't disagree with you there, my brother. I'm just saying, don't do that. Don't do that.
All that shit you were talking about Purdy not getting it done. Remember the Super Bowl? All that shit you were talking. You got to win that game. You got to win that game. I don't want to hear shit. Lamar Jackson is the goddamn blame. Fuck that. Lamar Jackson is the reason they lost the goddamn game. You dropping the ball on the ground. You made a great play, turned it into a fucked up play. Period. Point. That was a 10-point swing. That's the ball game. You're not in that kind of game if you don't do that.
And also let's bring Leonard Robinson in here. You know what I'm saying? Our boy Leonard, you come on in here. I hadn't heard from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look for you today, see what you got to say. But I heard that Rem had a comment about the catch. What's going on with that? He had a comment about the catch, one of the greatest plays in NFL history.
First, let's address Leonard Robinson because his was less. It was still egregious. We're gonna get the Rem's comment, but this guy Leonard said, and shout out to Leonard. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy.
El Presidente,
doing this thing all over the world. This is terrible. This is what he said about my comment. Now, again, I'm a reference the comment that caused all the static last night or the night before. I said, we've seen this before. I posted a video of Lamar Jackson being a bit off target from Mark Andrews in a game against the Steelers. And I think this was a regular season game. I think it was a year ago. Now, originally I said that he went under pressure. When I see the video again, he was a little bit under pressure, but he eluded the pressure, got the ball off, but he was a bit off target. Now, Mark Andrews got his hands on the ball. He could have made it would have been a spectacular catch from Mark Andrews on this video. This, again, a game against the Steelers in which they lost the game 20-19, I believe, or something to that effect. As it relates to the playoff game, this 2-point conversion that he had Sunday night, the pass that we talked about was a bit off target. Will we say is that true? Do y'all agree? That
I
pass
would
was a
agree.
bit off target.
I would agree.
He could have
Should have
put the
been
ball
caught, but
in
it was off. Should have been caught, but it was off target.
right. It should have been caught, but it was off target. Had he put the ball in his basket and put the ball on the numbers, Mark Andrews don't have to scoop down, don't have to really try to use his fingertips to grab it again, should have been caught. But the pass was a bit off target. All right. So I said Jack a bit off target, but Andrews had to make that catch. That's the difference between great and legendary. No excuses, Lamar. You weren't good enough. What's foul about that coming? I know y'all all agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, if there's people out there in sports land that's listening to this podcast that don't agree with that, get at us. Let us know what was wrong about me saying there's a difference between great and legendary. Didn't say Lamar wasn't good. He just wasn't good enough. And Dante just giving a bunch of numbers, accumulation of Lamar Jackson being in the playoffs. He's 3-5. The numbers don't speak for a 3-time, 2-time, to 3-time MVP.
I want to know. I need if Lamar Jackson is averaging 2 turnovers in their playoff defeats, I need to know how many turnovers is Joe Montana averaging. How many turnovers is Peyton Manning averaging? How many turnovers is Tom Brady averaging? How many turnovers is Steve Young averaging? You can't do it. You can't do it, man. You cannot do it. Get your ass down when they spinning you all around, grabbing at you, trying to get you on the ground. Get your ass on the ground. Stop. You can't escape everything. You can't escape everything. You fast as hell. You can't escape everything. Live another play. You know what I'm saying? Secure the ball and get your ass down, bro.
Tuck that ball away. But again, like I said, great to legendary. We have a large enough sample size to say, hey, this is this guy's track record when it comes to playoff game. So, I'll say Leonard was like, hey, this is terrible commentary. You guys are better than this. If Andrews does not fumble the ball and make the 2-point conversion catch, is Lamar suddenly a better QB? Because if Andrews does those things, the Ravens win, and everyone is talking about Lamar's great second half comeback.
Right. And if Lamar doesn't drop that damn ball, then don't come to that. So what are we talking about?
Right. And again, if he makes the catch in the 2-point conversion, who knows what was happening? That didn't win the game.
Right. It still was like a minute 13 left, and they get the ball. What are we talking about?
And he said it, and I agree with this statement. Reality check, these games are played between 2 teams, and everything does not come back to the quarterback. I agree with that. I don't like QB wins and QB losses solely being put at the quarterback's feet. But we're assigning blame, which means who gets the biggest level of the game, the blame pie. To me, that's Lamar Jackson for that fumble.
Yeah, on a whole, I agree with you, G. But my problem with that is throughout history, come playoff time, it is what it is. That's how QBs are measured, especially MVP caliber QBs.
And we're not going to change that when we come to
Lamar gets the same standard as everybody else. Brock Purdy was a first and second year starter, already getting that smoke for losing. So how
he get that smoke for you guys, but we'll leave that alone because Brock is out the playoffs. We ain't talking about no damn.
I'm just saying you can't hold Brock Purdy to a standard and not hold Lamar Jackson to the same damn standard.
But hey, y'all will agree with me on this.
Not let them do it. Hell no.
Y'all will agree with me on this though. Y'all will agree with me on this, even though you may not like it. What Leonard said, I call bullshit because we don't do that. We're talking about Lamar being great, a great quarterback.
Right.
We don't do that in the NBA when we're talking about LeBron, Mike, Kobe, anybody else. They get assigned the win or the blame because they are the greatest player on the team. Ain't nobody.
Peyton Manning took all kind of heat before he won.
I was just about to say that.
Especially Leonard, who assigns all 6 of LeBron's playoff championship losses to just LeBron.
Right.
And that's another conversation about basketball that we got to get into.
And another thing, since I gave my blame to coaching, The other thing I want to go to and is be quick. Listen, Harbaugh, how about having your team practice in the elements all week long? How about having
you need to say that on Friday?
They did the next day, Jerry. They did practice the next day.
The next day, right?
Okay, well, why are we doing it one day? Why are we not doing it every day? And then you can see how those elements affect you in holding on to the ball. And then maybe that clicks in your mind that I got to be more cognizant of my protection of the football. Why not every day and get used to it? I don't want to hear that, man. It's football. It's football. I remember seeing a video with Ray Lewis and the Ravens doing, I think it might have been Hard Knocks or something. And they had a little rain outside. They moved the practice inside, and Ray Lewis complained the whole damn practice. He was like, man, this football, man. We get a little rain outside, and we got to come inside and practice. We're going to be soft as tissue paper when we get to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? This is football. It's football, bro. Take your team outside every day, and you stay in that element so your team, so your mental mindset is right for the game. Forget all that practicing indoors. Forget all of that. It's football, man. You got 1 or 2 weeks to get this perfect and get this right. You do everything in your power to win the game. If you really want to go to a Super Bowl, you do everything in your power. Keep your team outside. You get extra reps with throwing and catching outside. You get you take the pads off the ground, let these motherfuckers hit the ground when they get tackled in practice. Let everybody slide around, get used to it so your body can adjust to the slippery elements out there on the grass. Those are the things that help you get the edge or keep you with your competitive edge, or maybe even like Buffalo or whatever, give you a competitive advantage when you ain't got no dome out there, when you know it's going to be freezing cold. Do everything in your power, and the most important thing, 25 plus carries to your running back.
Well, there you have it, baby.
Hold on.
Let them bang the dish out all around.
We didn't address the catch real quick with the catch comment.
Because it's ridiculous. Because it's ridiculous.
The most egregious. So this guy said that, I distinctly recall, because we see it over and over again, the ball placement on the play literally called the catch. The ball placement wasn't great, but the reception was completed, and that was by a legend. What a very odd hill to die on to say legendary players put the ball on.
Hold on, bro. First of all, Joe Montana was rolling to his right. 3 defenders rushing at him that he had to throw the ball up over. That was the only place he could safely put that ball for Dwight Clark to get it. That has nothing to do with what Lamar had going on in this game, bro. Nothing. His play had nothing to do with that, bro. The catch was iconic because it's the only place he could put it. If you go back and watch the film, for those that didn't see the game, aren't as old as us, if you go look at
1983 NFC Championship game, Candlestick Park,
whooping up on the Cowboys. Yeah, I remember.
He ain't whoop shit.
I remember it. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't whoop shit.
So if you look at that play, watch the rollout, and look, check for yourself. Just type in the catch in YouTube. Look,
that man fading away on the pad. That man fading away on the pad.
Thank you.
Still made that thing high and tight. Had to be high and tight, and he threw it high and tight, and Clark made the catch. That's what it's called. The play is called the catch. That's blasphemous, Rev. That's blasphemous.
And there are throws that are off target that receivers make a great play on. There are times where legendary players make that play, but that wasn't the case for Lamar. He was wide open in the flat. He was
whoever posted that terrible example. Terrible.
It was a sprint out. He wasn't under duress. There were several places to place the ball. The most opportune place to place the ball was in the bread basket, in the chest. Not at his feet. You could tell that Lamar was trying to aim the ball.
He was aiming. That's what I told you yesterday. He was aiming the ball, bro.
They listen. Raven fans, listen. You cannot take the second half of the game in which Lamar pretty much played flawless football, especially on his last drive when he actually got them down the field and gave them an opportunity to tie the game. He was perfect on the drive.
He gets all the credit.
But please do not allow that to erase the first half in which he was terrible. In the first half of that game, he was terrible by all accounts when you compare it to what he did in the second half. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to
One
look
thing I
at
like
it
about
in its
Lamar, though,
totality.
luckily, he's not like his fans where he takes the criticism and that he internalizes and uses it as fuel, which I'm glad. He knows he did some things. He even said in his press conference, you know, there are some mistakes that he made that you can't, he said, effing make. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he understands it, unlike his fans who seem to think he's perfect no matter what, because you can't criticize him or they getting their goddamn feelings about Lamar because they don't get criticized at all. You know what I'm saying?
We want this type of running back to win a Super Bowl too.
Quarterback.
We want this type of quarterback to win a Super Bowl too. We want this athletic black quarterback to win a Super Bowl also.
But it has not been done.
But it hadn't been done. But he is going to have to polish his game. He had a great passing season by the numbers. He had a great passing season by the numbers. All of that taken into account. But when you get into these playoffs, man, you have got to make the throws. We've been saying it his entire career. He's better, but he's not there yet.
Ain't no Brock Purdy.
So ain't no Brock Purdy, man.
Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube, Trash Talking with the Old Heads, and on Meta, Trash Talking with the Old Heads, man.
Check us out. Press those buttons.
Please drop those comments. Hey, we definitely want to hear from you with those comments. So until Friday, we are the Old Heads, man. Thanks for tuning in for Trash Talking with the Old Heads. We out of here. We got to go to work.
Peace.